Hey guys, it's time for the question of the week. And today's question came to me, I think most recently on YouTube. But I hear variations of this question all the time. And so I wanted to address it. And really the reason that I wanted to address it is because I want to point out how this is not a question you ever want to ponder or ask or wonder about. This question is directly from your fear-based push energy for multiple reasons, and I'll get into those in a minute. But remember, we do not want to feed or even placate our fear-based push energy. The only reason you're not with your twin flame is because of this fear-based push energy pushing out. When we feed it, we push it out even more, which means what? On the other side of that is the energy is pulling, and that's your twin flame pulling away in tandem. As you push, they pull, right? So we don't want to do anything to build up or feed this fear-based push energy. This question, what if I am never, what if my, well, okay, I'll ask it from that point of view. What if your twin flame never comes back? So if you're asking like, what if my twin flame never comes back from your point of view, then that's all fear-based push energy. And the reason why is because, first of all, obviously, it's focused on what your twin flame is doing, saying, thinking, feeling. It's focused on having a physical interaction or relationship or whatever with your twin flame. Remember, who is focused on that? What wants that to happen? Your fear-based push energy is what wants that to happen. Why? Not because they want your twin flame to be like back and you guys to be in a loving relationship like that. No, your fear-based push energy just wants a hit of its drug of choice, which is that physical form of your twin flame, right? So they look at the physical form, or your fear-based push energy is looking at the physical form. That's all it's looking at, is that physical form. When you look at something on the physical plane, two physical forms look like they're not connected. They look like they're two separate, distinct things, right? Like it looks like there's your body and your twin flame's body. And they look like, in the physical world, they're just two separate bodies, right? So looking at it from the viewpoint of your fear-based push energy, you look at it from a place of separation. Your fear-based push energy regards everything as separate, as opposites of right or wrong, up or down, in or out, light or dark. That's what things are like in the physical world. It's a world of duality and opposites, and therefore separation. But separation is only in the physical world. It only happens and occurs from this fear-based perspective. And remember, you and your twin flame are never separate. You're the exact same soul. You are not your physical bodies. You are your soul, which cannot be seen or by the naked eye, in the physical world, but you are the same soul. Therefore, your two physical bodies are connected, regardless of what you can see. Of course, your fear-based push energy, your mind, only wants to focus on what it can sense with its physical senses, meaning what it can see, what it can hear, what it can touch, what it can taste, and what it can smell, right? Those are the five physical senses. However, there's other senses that exist that don't depend on the physical world, right? And really, it rarely is any energy, which your soul is pure energy from source, experienced with the physical senses, right? You don't see really any energy. I mean, you can see like a light show when light turns on from electricity, which is energy, but you don't see the actual electricity energy, right? We just don't see that. So, what I'm saying is when you look at this whole twin flame journey and your whole twin flame relating experience from the viewpoint and perspective of your fear-based push energy, you're looking at it that you two are separate, that there's separation there, and there's no separation there. You are one soul. You are the same exact soul. You can't separate from yourself. You can't separate energy. That cannot happen. So first of all, that's the first thing. We need to stop looking at it as a separation. And I know all these other twin flame things out there, like, oh, you go through these stages, and one of the stages is I'm in separation. No, you're not in separation. You're never separate. That's where they get it all wrong, starting with. There's no separation. You are the same exact being. So you cannot separate, right? I mean, yes, if you just take stock of the physical viewpoint of it, it looks like with your eyes, a physical sense, that you're separated. But you are not. That energy that connects you, your essence of your very being is the exact same thing. You are not separated. Okay, so first of all, so that means your twin flame, there's nothing to ask about if your twin flame never comes back because your twin flame never left. They're not gone, they're there. Okay, so just getting that clear out of the way. The whole point of balancing out your fear-based energy, what it does is it gets you to a place where you collapse that sense of duality. You collapse any sense of separation, where you don't even, whether your twin flame is right next to you physically or across the world, you don't feel any different. You feel exactly the same, and that's whole and complete, and as good as you would feel if they're with you or not with you, right? And so that's within you. That feeling of connectedness and wholeness and completeness is within you. And so that's what you do when you balance out your fear-based energy, is you what's the word I'm looking for? You shift into that energetic space of just a knowing and a resonance of no separation within you. And yes, to the naked eye, it might look like you are still two separate bodies, and that's fine, that's perfect, but you're not. You're not separate. You are the same being. So we need to first really resonate with that truth. So that's the first thing. The second thing about this question is the whole thing about never, okay? That's another thing. That's an absolute. In the realm of the soul, there's no absolute, right? So, like, for example, there's right and wrong in the physical world, right? There's good and bad. On the realm of the soul, in the spiritual realm, there is no right and wrong or good or bad. Everything just simply is. And it's the fear-based energy that likes to label things as extremes, because it likes to box things and put them into, categorize them and put them into categories. Sorry, I'm trouble speaking today. Put them into categories, right? And why does it want to do this? Well, because if it organizes things like that, it makes it feel like it has everything figured out and in control, right? Remember, this fear-based energy is your mind. So, your mind likes to think it's in control, which it's not. All an illusion, never was, never will be. But, it likes to think it is. And its false sense of security of being in control comes from when it's able to organize things and think it has everything figured out. So it likes to put things into boxes and labels, right? So it has never, always, and good or bad or right or wrong, and it's judgy like that, right? Well, the truth is there is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. Everything simply is. And part of balancing out our fear-based energy is realizing that when we judge something, whether it's one of our own thoughts, whether it's something happening that we see in the physical world around us, or anything, whenever we judge anything as good or bad, that is feeding and helping build up our fear-based energy. So, and especially, obviously this is regarding the twin flame journey. That's what we're talking about. But that's regarding anything. But right now we just want to focus on the twin flame journey. So if you are looking at anything going on with your twin flame journey, whatever, even your thoughts of it, and you're judging them as good or bad, then, my suggestion to you is that you stop and you just tell yourself, no, there is no good or bad. Everything is perfect because my soul's orchestrating it. My soul is perfect because it's directly from source energy and it doesn't fuck up. Right? So that's right there. So, but because our fear-based energy wants to judge and label things, it likes to say things like, oh, what if my twin flame never comes back? Well, first of all, never cannot happen because, first of all, your soul is eternal. So there's no end point. It's eternal and infinite. So there's no end point there. So, you can never say never. And in terms of even your physical lifetime, what if they never come back while in my lifetime, say, right? Because your lifetime does have a finite endpoint. But the finite endpoint doesn't come until you're no longer here, right? So if you still have life left, even a moment, and you are balancing your energy and, navigating this journey the way you're supposed to consistently, then you're in a space of pure potentiality, which means anything is possible, which means it's always possible that your twin flame can come back to you in this lifetime, right? So you can't to throw around words like never or even always. That doesn't fly in the realm of the soul. Remember, this journey has to take place on the spiritual level, on the soul level, because it is a journey of the soul. Excuse me. Excuse me. So that's what's going on there. And that's another reason why this question really, excuse me, has to be addressed. I don't know what's going on. Sorry. Oh, excuse me. Okay, sorry. Whoa. Anyway, so Wish I had some water here. So anyway, that's that. And I don't know what just happened there. I'm so sorry. Anyway, excuse me. So that's that with that question. And I'm going to cut this short because I obviously can't talk anymore. But I hope that helps when you're asking questions about, like, where's my twin flame? They're never coming back. Excuse me. You don't want to focus on that with them. And I apologize for my voice and my coughing fit. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I hope that answers your question. Still a few spaces left in my Magnetize Your Twin Flame coaching program, starting in less than a week on Wednesday. So definitely, if you want help doing this, getting to this space where, you don't look at it like this. You don't look at your twin flame journey from the fear-based perspective anymore. And your twin flame does come back in this lifetime, physically, which of course I'm never gone, but you get to physically be with your twin flame again in an energy of pure love. Then definitely you want to click the link and excuse me, claim one of the handful of spots that are still left. And I'm really sorry about my voice. I'm sorry about this coughing fit. I don't know what just came over me. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your questions. Please keep submitting them. I will get to them in a future video, I promise. I'm going to go have a drink of water. You guys have an amazing weekend, and I will see you again in another video. Lots of love.